Well, good morning. Welcome to Debbie's Back Porch. So glad to have you with us. The other day I made spaetzle and I posted the video, and I served it with braised beef and gravy and sweet and sour red cabbage. So I thought today I would show you that cabbage dish. Here are the ingredients. You can pause and write them down, and there are quite a few. And then let's get cooking. Now this is one of those dishes that's very easy to make, but takes a while. You have to start early. It's going to need to cook 2.5 to 3 hours. I've melted 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm adding 1 cup of sliced apples. And there's no particular kind of apple that's better than the other. This is going to cook for 2.5 hours, so whatever you use, it's going to cook all to pieces, and it'll flavor the cabbage all the way through. Then I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of red wine vinegar, and most times folks use apple cider vinegar. I like red wine better. Then 3 tablespoons full of water. Then we'll add a 1/3 cup of sugar, and I'm using Splenda. I almost always use Splenda. I almost never use sugar, but you can use sugar. And we'll just stir that up. And you know, I have had this where someone used brown sugar, and that was really good. So you might want to give the brown sugar a try. So my apples are starting to come apart, and that's just fine. So now we're going to add our cabbage, and I've shredded this fairly fine. Now this is like a 2.5 pound head of cabbage that I've cored and sliced. So we have about 2 pounds of cabbage here. I use the whole head, and I'm separating it as I go. This is approximate. Everything in this recipe is approximate. This is a 5-quart Dutch oven, and I just know that that size head of cabbage will fill it up. So if you have a little bit less cabbage, that's okay. But you know this is going to really shrink down, and it'll be about 2/3 full when I'm done. And another thing, you can do this recipe with green cabbage. It's just so much prettier with red. And red cabbage is cheap and easy to find right now. So when I get all the cabbage in, I'll add my last 2 ingredients, which is about a tablespoonful of salt and 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoonful of ground cloves. And I know you're saying cloves. Oh no, I think I'll skip that. Please don't skip it. If you have never tried it with the cloves, try it just once. And now this is all there is to it. I'm going to cover it, leave it on a low heat. I'll stir it in about 30 minutes after it's wilted to get all that nice sweet and sour sauce all through it. But it's done. And it's going to be so yummy. I'm going to come back now in 2.5 hours and plate it up and show you what I've got. Serving it with my braised beef and my spaetzle. Be right back. And here's the beef and spaetzle. I'm going to make a little room here and put this lovely cabbage. It just smells wonderful. And you know, it would be pretty green, but this red cabbage just adds pop to your plate. And I'm going to give it a taste here in just a second. As soon as it cools down a little bit, it'll burn my mouth right now. So this is my take on the traditional German dinner with spaetzle and braised meat and gravy and red cabbage. As I said, I already have the video for the spaetzle posted, and in a day or 2 I will post the braised beef and gravy. Thank you for joining us on Debbie's Back Porch. Hope to see you again tomorrow.